Hi everyone, my name is Hailey from New Holistic Wellness and Beauty, and with the lockdown restrictions being extended, people are feeling really low and really down. So I've decided to make a few little videos for entertainment purposes, and it might be actually educational as well. I'm calling these videos Lockdown Chats with Heils. So get yourself a glass of wine, make yourself comfortable on the couch and just enjoy. I've done numerous courses over my lifetime, one of them being clinical aromatherapy. And I absolutely love it. I love the smell of the oils, I love the properties of the oils, I love what the oils can do. When I walk into a shop and there's aromatherapy oils, I'm like a kid in the candy shop and I just can't get enough of them. But today I don't want to talk about the oils that you can find in Boots or in the pharmacies or in health shops. I want to talk about the oils that is not that well known, but it's just amazing in their own right. Today I want to talk about valerian oil. Now before we look at the valerian oil, let's have a quick look at the valerian plant. Full disclosure, I am not a herbalist or a botanist, nor do I claim to be. I just think this is kind of interesting to know this. The valerian plant is well known and native to Britain and Northern Europe and even China. The medicinal uses of this plant has been well recognized for over 2,000 years. And the ancient Romans and the ancient Greeks used this plant for pain relief, for diuretics, and even as decongestants. Later on, when the Black Plague broke out, they used the valerian plant to deal with the symptoms of the Black Plague. Later on, with World War I and World War II, the soldiers that was dealing with PTSD or shell shock, as it was known that time, was also treated with valerian. Currently, in Germany, you can find over 100 products that contains valerian that would be classified as tranquilizers. That would be in teas and capsules and tablets and even oils. Now, not only has medicinal uses been linked to this plant, there is a lot of superstitions and folklore. So let's have a look. Everybody knows the story of Pied the Piper that was written by the Brothers Grimm. A lot of people that has studied this story has theorized that instead of the piper using his flute to attract the rats to follow him, he actually took valerian plant and rubbed it all over his clothes, and that the rats were attracted to the smell, and that is why they followed him. It doesn't say basically why the children did though. Fun facts. On the 26th of June 1284 AD, there was a piper that led 130 young people out of Hamelin. Now, historians have theorized that it probably was a recruiter that basically helped these children to relocate in Eastern Europe, and usually these recruiters would be wearing very colorful clothes. Other historians have theorized that it could have been that the children left because of the Holy Crusades and that they wanted to be part of it, but there's no real proof of that. Not only did the Brothers Grimm tell us the interesting little story about the Pied Piper, but there's other superstitions that are also linked to valerian. Before the Brothers Grimm started writing fairy tales, there were stories about mythological gods and goddesses, one of them being the Nordic goddess Herta. And she was the goddess of love, magic, nature, and domesticating animals. It is said that she used a valerian plant to whip her stag to move quickly and swiftly and fastly over the fields. Her German counterpart, or the German version of her, is the goddess Nertis. And the only difference between the two of them is that Nertis, instead of using a stag to travel with, she was using two heifers. The ancient Greeks used the valerian plant to put it inside of their house to deter evil spirits. And I can totally understand their way of thinking, because the roots of the valerian plant really stinks. It would keep anybody away, in my honest opinion. The ancient Celts put the plant outside of their house because they believed that it will ensure that lightning wouldn't strike them. I'm not sure what the chemistry would be behind it, or the train of thought, or the superstition would have been behind it, but I guess if it worked for them, it worked for them. It is also said that valerian could tame the wildest beast, especially if people were fighting, and I can see it with the chemical properties of the plant, how that would actually work. And then it was also used in love magic potions. I don't know whether they used the flowers or whether they used the roots, but I'm assuming it would have been the flowers, because the flowers smell a lot better than the roots. And I guess that also because the goddess Herta, who is associated with love and magic, that would be the reason why they would have used this plant as well. I'm just guessing, I'm not sure. Now to the good stuff. Valerian oil is extracted through steam distillation from the valerian plant, and as I mentioned before, the medicinal uses of this plant has been well documented for over 2,000 years. The smell of this plant is described as an earthy, musky smell that cats and rats apparently love. Now, something that I've found in my clinic is that the oils that people choose when they come for a treatment is quite indicative of what's going on with them. Just to give you an example, a few weeks ago I actually ordered myself the oil, and I was very excited about it. I took it out of its little box. It was kind of smelly. Then I took off the cap and I took a whiff of the oil itself, and I thought it smelled amazing. I thought it was wonderful. And then it hit me that, oh no, if I am attracted to this smell, it means that I'm really down. That means I'm really anxious. It means I'm kind of depressed. And I thought about it. I was like, yeah, I'm actually depressed. I'm really anxious, and I'm really worried about everything that's going on around me. And I decided I needed to do something about that, which I did. And then a few weeks later on, I took the cap off the oil again to smell it, and then the smell was not that appealing to me. So this is a really good oil. It's an amazing oil. It has so many great properties. For example, it's a good sedative. It helps for insomnia. It kills bacteria. It helps with flatulence. It helps to combat spasms. It's good to help people calm down if they're agitated. It helps with depression, anxiety. And the wonderful thing about this oil is this is a non-toxic oil. This is an oil that's not going to cause irritation. One thing that could happen is that you could become skin sensitive, but that could be with any kind of product. And what do I mean by that? If you use a product on your skin that's in a high concentration, eventually over time your skin is going to become sensitive. When aromatherapist makes a blend for clients, they firstly use a base, like for instance aloe vera gel or oils or creams, and then they use the essential oils in it, but only in small concentrations and more oils. For instance, you're not going to use loads of one oil in the cream. You're going to have like 3 or 4 different essential oils, and you're going to have smaller amounts in that cream. And the reason you want to do it that way is because you don't want your skin to become sensitive to the oils. You want the oils to do its job. And this brings me to the next point. I don't know whether people realize this or not, but aromatherapy oils are nature's chemicals. They've got chemical properties, they've got chemical structures. It's effectively a chemical. And there are companies out there that are promoting the idea that it's safe to drink aromatherapy oils. And the way that they basically market this is by saying that there's no research saying, you know, it's a bad thing to drink it. But you see, there's no research saying it's okay to drink it either. You know, you wouldn't drink chemicals in your house to clean products, you know, to disinfect areas. Why would you why would you drink this? You know, this is like really serious stuff. This is not something to be played with. They're very powerful oils. They've got very powerful properties. Now, guys, I have loads of different oils that I use in my blends. I'm a person that, if a customer comes to me, I basically make up the blend that's going to give them the best therapeutic outcome. I don't make up blends that smell nice to me. I don't make up blends that smell nice to them. Generally speaking, when I make up a blend that's going to give the best therapeutic outcome for them, they actually love the smell because their body needs it. That's why they are attracted to that smell. And that's the way I basically do the aromatherapy products that I make up. So I hope you enjoyed this little video, and that you found it a bit entertaining and that you found it a bit informative as well. And thank you so much for watching. Tot volgende keer.